Hello friends, so welcome to this lecture on Azure AD users or AAD users. So in the previous lectures we have already discussed about the identity as a control plane and different confusion around the Azure AD Azure AD capabilities. But now in Azure AD we can create different users and groups. So we'll discuss that. Okay, what are Azure AD users? So Azure AD users like typically is a user account, you know, which is required basically to access any kind of resources within an Azure. It could be your own developed application or any SaaS application like Office 365, right? So which has that basically, that user who will be accessing these kind of resources. So within an Azure, if you'll talk about user account or user could be of any type. So it could be that cloud-based user account, like okay, within the Azure AD itself, you've created one account which has access to the different resources that within the Azure Active Directory only. And the second one is that okay, there is a user which is created on on-premise Active Directory, and we call it as a synchronized on-premise Active Directory account, right? That is means within the on-premise account we have used within the Azure Active Directory only to access the resources within the Azure cloud. Or there is a third type of account, and we have fourth type as well, as we'll not discuss the here as well, that is called as B2C. But here in this slide we'll discuss about the B2B. It can be, we call it as a guest user, or we can say it is B2B collaboration, like your IT service provider or partner. Let's say for example, before digging further into B2B, when we say, see, let's suppose you have a certain firewalls or certain VMs or certain a data lake environment within your Azure, and all that infra which is being used by that particular application, or let's say firewall, is managed by some third party provider. In that case, invite those guests so that they can manage the infra within the Azure, right, or within the cloud. So we call it as generally B2B account, like your IT service provider or your partner will be helping us to provide different kind of reports or support. See, Azure B2B is like we are authorizing or inviting the other users outside of our organization, and will provide access to only resources which they need on a need to know basis, on a least privilege method. And one good thing is that okay, there is no overhead onto the current organization, because their IDP, their access management and everything is managed by the IDP only. So we need to take care of that, is that how we are providing access to them and which resources they are having the access. So we need to take care of such users. And as an extra layer of security, we can associate MFA as an extra layer of security. So in this slide, we discuss about that, okay, Azure AD users are nothing but a kind of accounts which are used, or identities which are used to access resources within the Azure. Then how we can manage the various kind of users. So we can manage via the portal, we can manage via the PowerShell, right? And so basically we can manage via the portal, PowerShell and the CLI. So you can create users, you can manage user via the all three methods within the Azure infrastructure. So this is it in this lecture. In this lecture, we discussed about the Azure AD users. We discussed about the cloud-based on-premise AD and the B2B, and how we can manage the different users, how we can create different users using the three methods like we have Azure Portal, PowerShell, and the Azure CLI. So this is it, friends, in this lecture, a pretty short lecture. Thank you for watching this lecture. Meet you in the next lecture. Thank you.